Wow, that was incredible. I keep saying this every week. It was fine.
It was smooth, very
It was
smooth,
it was a fine opening.
It hits me right here every time.
It opened and people saw it. Probably not most, but people that replay this on the replay, they're gonna see it and they're gonna go, "What the fuck?" Like,
And then they'll stop. Then they'll stop watching.
yeah, they're immediately gonna be like, "Well, that's it. Can't watch anymore." Okay.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for that,
so
guys.
much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't this great? This is like 2 or 3 straight weeks now. We started on time.
That's because we switched to 8.
But you know what? It seems to be working.
I mean, yeah, because we're still getting on 45. Like if we said 7:30 and we got on at, let's say,
7:55.
6:45, we'd have 45 minutes to prepare. But we don't. We get on we were getting on at 7:15, so we only have 15 minutes. So the extra half hour is for incidentals. So
Incidentals.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Any type of incidentals that should happen or could occur, we will take care of those.
But by the way, Mr. Donald, rumor has it that you went to the city of sin. You went to a city in Nevada called Las Vegas with that weird futuristic sphere that has moving pictures on it.
I did. I didn't take I don't think I did a video of it, but I did take some photos. I can show you here in a second. Let me just post this live show on the socials, on the social networks. Okay,
Me too.
So there we go. So that's been posted. Okay, so yeah. Let me pull up a photo or two of that to my best of my ability to show you guys, because I didn't know I was doing this. So it'll just be off my phone. So forgive me. But what I thought was cool. This is a live video, by the way. So it does kind of move a little bit. But what I thought was cool was they did the one with roses on it. I don't know if you can see very well. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You see that it's pink and has like.
Hang on. There. So click on this and.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it moves.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And then they did a really cool one with The Walking Dead.
Ooh, that's scary.
Advertising the next Walking Dead. So there was like, it turned like reddish, blood red, and these hands started to climb up the side of the dome, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is the weirdest thing. And then I was like, oh, it's The Walking Dead. Okay. But yeah, even the roses caught fire. The roses turned and lit up and stuff. So it was really cool. It was, and then they did another one. That was this one. And that one moved around, and then it switched. So it's a big billboard, big screen, big advertisement, but it's fun. What else is fun is a comic shop there that I went to. And I want to say it was called Ghost Dog Comics. I'm almost 100% sure that that's what it was called, but let me double check just to be sure, guys, because I don't want to give you misinformation. I was wrong. It's Ghost Kid Comics and Collectibles in Las Vegas, Nevada. About a 5 to 10 minute drive from the Strip. It won't be there if you go to check for it, because they were going out of business when I went in. So that's kind of like what it looked like there. And, a nice little shop. It looked cool and everything. And the guy that owned the place was super nice guy. Did not give me any deals on anything, though.
Why?
Super nice guy. Well, for starters, I didn't go in and act like it was a yard sale and was like, hey, would you take 10 for this? Or would you take, I see you have this for 13. I'll pay you 5. I will gladly pay you 5, sir. Let me talk you down on this. See, here's why. Oh, I can see there's a spine tick on that one. That's not. I can't pay the full price now. Can't pay the full price. Yeah, I didn't do any of that shit. I just went in, and then if something was too expensive or I thought it was overpriced, I didn't buy it. I didn't comment on it or anything. I just didn't buy the damn thing. And then if there was something that seemed like a good deal, I went, okay, I'm gonna buy this, and I did. I bought some things.
So you didn't ask for an out-of-town deal. See, that's nice of you. You're a man who cares about the small businessman. That's good.
Well, yeah, once I heard that he was, they were struggling a little bit there in that location, I totally was understood. Mom and Dad are on. Everybody say hi to my mom and dad.
Hi, Mom and
Hi,
Dad.
Mom and Dad.
Hi, guys. I will
Hello.
call tomorrow. I'm sorry. I was pretty exhausted today, to be honest, after my trip. So my social batteries had to be saved for this show this evening. So I will call you hopefully tomorrow morning on my drive. If my car is running. Which
Why would it not be running?
Well, it stalled out today in the
Oh,
middle
no.
of the street,
Oh.
and then I had to restart it. But it started up. It just cranked over. It took a while. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Tomorrow's a better day for the automobile. I think sometimes it's because I don't drive it if I don't drive it for a few days, the fuel pump gets wonky or a little weird. It gets out of sorts on me. Gets angry. Brian,
It's jealous.
here. Half's hot sauce, Brian. He says,
Hey,
"Good evening,
hello,
peoples."
sir.
Hello, Brian. Thank you for joining. We have been religiously discussing Half's hot sauce. I think pretty much
Preaching
every live podcast that we do. Maybe occasionally miss one or two here or there, but usually we talk about the sauces. And I saw that you're getting or you just got more Cowbell back in stock, which is a fantastically super hot sauce that, in my opinion, super hot because it makes me hiccup. So it's hot if it makes me hiccup. But it actually is very flavorful. If I recall, it's a mustard seed based hot sauce, I want to say. But correct me on that if I'm wrong. Sammy's here. She says, "Ooh, someone I know posted it with the Eye of Sauron." Oh, that's super cool. She's talking about the dome thing in Vegas. Also, hello, Sammy. Enrique says, "Hey, Enrique."
What's up, Enrique?
Donald partied too hard. So many raves and clubs. I actually did, Sammy. By the way, I was at clubs on Friday. I got in around 11 and I went to a couple clubs, and that's why I'm tired, because I did not go to bed.
So
at a proper
did you raise the roof, sir?
I did. I was like, "Whoa, it's on fire! It's on fire!" I didn't do that, but I did attempted to dance a little bit. Cage says, "Hey Kevin, this is Arame.
Arme. What's up, Arme?
And Brian says, "Give 2 bottles away if you want tonight." Uh-oh. And Cambridge,
wow.
making it tonight and listening to your pod. Got to stop typing and get ready to pour Cowbell. Oh, shit. So we can give 2 bottles of more Cowbell away tonight, guys. That's
Nice.
exciting. We'll do that at the end of the show.
More Cowbell.
And 2 bottles of Cowbell will be given away. More Cowbell for everybody. Wow, or for 2 people. Fuck off if you think we're giving it away to everybody. We're not doing that. That's crazy. Doug Funny. Hey, what's up, Doug? Good to see you, dude. Good to see you on. And thanks again for coming into the shop. It's always appreciated. And then Sammy says, "Attempted to dance. At least you're being honest." Yeah, but Sammy, you got to agree. I did look good. I look good. I was like, I don't normally talk about how good I looked, and this sounds terrible, like on a live feed. It sounds like this guy's arrogant as shit. But no, I don't. I don't normally think of myself that way. But I was like, "Man, this is a pretty good looking guy right there." I'd chase him down and ask him out. But it was me, so I didn't have to. I was already there, and I said, "Yes, I'll go out with you," and so I did. Yeah, it's just so happened we booked the same room. I was like, "What are you doing here?" I was talking.
What are the odds?
Yeah, what are the odds? Frank says the problems of 2 people don't amount to a hill of beans. Elsa. Oh, yeah. Right behind Kevin. It looks like, Kevin, if you could just move a little bit more to the left. Slightly. Stop. Nope. Back. Go back. Back up. Right there. Nope. Back up. Back up. Back a little further. Right. Okay, now move to the left just a little bit. Okay, nope. Back over a little bit. Okay, a little bit. Nope. To the left.
My left.
Now to the right a little bit. Okay, stop. No, a little bit. Split the difference. Okay, a little more. Keep going, Kevin. A little more. Nope, you're going the wrong way.
Oh, damn.
Stop. Perfect.
Okay.
It looks like they're both kissing your head.
Oh.
Or about to. Yeah, you're getting blessed, Kevin. It's so cute.
Oh, by Bergman and Bogart. Is that nice?
Shit, the whole podcast just went to hell. Big Sal's in the house, everybody.
What's up, Big
What's up,
Sal?
Big Sal?
And Smurge Grody says, guess who is drunk? Well, it's not me, and it's not Kevin.
Cheers.
Oh, it's Bonnie! Hey,
It's
everybody!
not me.
Oh,
Bonnie's the drunk tonight. Woo!
Donald, are you ready for the quick intros before we let you pull out?
Absolutely, yeah. Sorry. Jeez. I just went right to it.
All right.
Sorry.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you in the 24 time zones on planet Earth. Welcome to the most breaking live stream, Rumble Pop. And now I'm going to introduce to you my co-host and co-conspirators for the evening. First, the madman in that blue headset, a man who just came back from Las Vegas, blessed with so much fun and freedom. He's a man who's Bruce Campbell's #2 fan. He is DC Comics for life. If you have a problem with it, he will pop you in the mouth. And he was voted the sexiest man of North Hollywood, California for the year 2023. Give it
All the
up
blind
for
people.
Yes, sir. Give it up for
So,
the sensational, the man of the hour. He is Donald McKinney. Next, we go to a man who resides in that beautiful Lone Star state of Texas, but he's original from that beautiful, blessed state of Michigan. He is one of the most learned men in America today. He is a man who brings knowledge. He drops knowledge. He makes sure that young people learn the theatrical arts, the science of acting. Give it up for a man who is lovable and huggable. He is Professor Chris D. Turner. And last, but certainly not least, a fine young lady from that beautiful Grand Canyon state of Arizona. She is a woman of the highest of moral characters. She is a true warrior that lives the Cobra Kai lifestyle. She is one of the top 10 Polynesian dancers on the west coast of the United States today. She is also one of the most powerful and blessed cat mothers on earth today. Give it up for the brilliant, the bewitching Miss Bonnie Tubb.
Thank you.
And of course, I'm your humble podcaster, your humble servant, the Grand Master of the Jedi and Vulcan Arts, your Supreme Chancellor, Brother Kevin.
how do you do that?
Brothers and
I've always
sisters.
wondered that. Like, he just says it, and he gets a little triangle noise or something.
Oh, tonight we're going to discuss the best breakup movies, things that are going to make you cry, make you get angry, make you pound the fist wondering why did this have to happen.
Yeah.
We're going to ask you your best breakup stories, although not really best breakup stories, but your worst breakup stories. But before we do that, Donald, the man, the sexy man who came from Nevada, is going to pull out something for you.
Oh. Okay, never. No, we're talking about something else. Okay, I'll do that. That's actually we call it the Real Short Box After Hours, which is interesting. This is Rumble Pop, but you know the Real Short.
That's
Box
you gotta join
After-
our Patreon for that one.
Yeah. Oh man, we need to get a Patreon going. We can have shirtless, topless photos, and then we can all be like, "Why is Bonnie's always selling so much more than ours?" Like, this is what the hell. This is bullshit. Like,
Stay tuned for the Real Short Box only.
It must be the cats. It must be the cats.
yeah. There's a joke that would automatically go with that, Kevin. But
There is one,
mouth
but
shut,
I'm not. Yeah.
because Donald doesn't need to be slapped anytime soon. He survived Vegas. He's not getting slapped on a live show. Damn it.
But Bonnie does have two beautiful cats.
By the
I
way,
do.
guys,
One of them happens to be going a little crazy right now.
Oh, wow.
I saw in the background. If you get a chance, everybody, make sure to check out the Geek Saga. Our buddy, friend of the shop, Eugene, does a wonderful podcast and a live show on Wednesdays. And I believe that live show starts at 7:30 p.m. And that is, I was on it last week, actually, plugging away at our podcast, talking about it and about our production work that we do and stuff like that when it comes to Rumble Spoon Productions, which is the parent company that produces Rumble Pop and the Real Short Box and things like that also. So if you get a chance, check them out and check us out on rumblespoon.com or on my socials or on YouTube under Rumble Spoon Productions there as well. Particularly because that's what you're watching right now, so you're already on there, I would hope. Let's see, we got some new people, or some people just saying some stuff. I'm going to throw something at you, Donald. Oh, that's Sammy, of course. I didn't even have to look and see who.
Hey, Sammy.
Chris says, introducing everyone like they're coming out to the stripper stage to dance. LOL, I love it. New season of Cobra Kai was really good. The new season came out?
No, they're still
Maybe
filming.
the
I think
previous
they
one,
mean the
maybe
last
previous
season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Adam says, I changed my name. Oh, thank you, Adam, to Langhorn. I appreciate that. I have an OnlyFans, and Donald is my only subscriber.
Wow.
It's true. It's
Oh,
called,
what
it's
a
called,
good friend.
It's called Donk, right? Donk or something like it. Donk, Badonka Donk, I think. Badonka Donk Honky Tonk, I think is what you call it, is your OnlyFans. Interestingly enough. Chris says, Bonnie representing. And Sammy says, hi, Bonnie. Hi. So let's talk comics. Okay, so I was in Vegas, guys. I only read 2. I didn't read them in Vegas. I read them when I got back. Actually, I read one before I left, and then I read one today. And I don't know what the fuck is going on in either one of these. I'm going to be honest with you.
Wow.
I am going to give very poor recommendations on these. The Cabinet, which is an Image comic, I'm super shocked that this is even produced. It is hot trash. I have not read anything like this that expects you to know what is going on. It explains nothing until the end. In the index, it tells you how the cabinet actually works. Instead of like doing like an opening where like her parents are in trouble, this girl, and she's trying to figure out the cabinet and she's following the instructions or whatever, and we learn as she learns. No. You don't get any of that. You get her. It looks like she's messing with makeup and shit and like charms and everything. And suddenly some demon thing appears and kills her parents. And then she jumps into a portal and then she's older and then this guy's with her. And I'm like, I don't fucking know. 0.5 out of 10. This is trash. Don't even bother. I'm going to throw this away, actually. I may go live on Instagram to burn it. Possibly. It's that bad. It stinks. It's god awful. Another one. I don't think it stinks. I don't know what it's trying. Look, if you have a story and you're breaking it into several different parts or whatever, make it make sense for an individual issue, because you have to sell the person on the first issue. If you can't sell me a book or a story in that first issue, I'm not going to continue. I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to continue with this divine power made me. It basically explains the origin of man, God, and everything in between. But then it starts to tell the story of a young child that has powers. What powers? We don't know. What they do? We don't know. Why the child's there? We don't know. We assume it's because he died, because he's in the afterlife. But we also don't know that because they say he's special. So we know nothing. There's a centipede with an owl's head in it. And there's a perverted priest that they tear apart because he liked to diddle children. So,
whoa,
0.5. Terrible. So I have no
Sounds like
recommendations.
A whole lot of everything and nothing at the same time.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I'm probably not going to burn this one just because the cover's really cool. You know? It's got a cool cover, but look at this one. This one's stupid. Look at this trash cover. Get out of here. Get out of here. Way better cover. So I'm going to burn one of them, and the other one I'll probably just roll up and use to, like, hit people on the nose when they misbehave. Like at social functions, you know, like parties and things. And I'll never be invited back. But that's it. That's a pretty quick pullout, right? Right, Kevin? Kevin, if anybody knows about quick pullouts, it's Kevin.
Got him.
Anybody remembering Kingpin when Bill Murray was on camera and they were like, "Oh, well, what about that paternity test, Big Earn?" He played a character called Big Earn, and he's like, "Oh, that lady's a stone cold liar. I pulled out on her really way early on that, way early. That's not my kid." And then just kept walking past, and I was like, "Oh my god!" One of my favorite comedies of all time, if not my favorite comedy of all time, is Kingpin. Highly recommend it if you ever get a chance. If you've never seen it, it's so good. It's so good. But anyway, we're going to recommend some breakup films. Our best breakup films. Not films that we produced, mind you, but films that we feel are some of our favorites that you may also enjoy.
Though we do have a bit of a breakup story in Blue Beetle.
What, when you left?
Yeah.
Yeah. You it was at the end. It was the last episode, I believe, of season 2.
2, yeah.
I want to say. And we were both walking in the stream, and you were like,
Yeah.
"I need a vacation. I'm gonna move someplace, maybe New York." And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right. If that's where you want to go." Because we decided, we did a web. I don't know, for those of you that don't know, we did a web series called The Blue Beetle Ted Cord Returns. You can find it on Rumble Spoon Productions or on YouTube under the Rumble Spoon banner page. It's a lot of fun, and we had an idea. It was boiling in the back of my head. Was Ted Cord, aka the Blue Beetle, and Booster Gold were like the Laurel and Hardy of the comic book world. When it came to DC Comics, they were like this comedic duo. You didn't see one without the other, in other words. So I created the Blue Beetle series, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be interesting to not introduce Booster for a while and just kind of let that simmer a little bit and bring in a different pal, a different buddy. Thus, we created, me and Chris and Kevin and the rest created a character called Dr. Hypnovert, which was, what was his name? Hypnovert Tovington the third or something like that, or the fourth, I believe is what we called him. Very interesting character that used goggles, special power goggles, to hypnotize people and to make them do his bidding. He wasn't very good at it, and it ended up that he had to team up with the Blue Beetle because he had the goggles. The bigger baddies wanted them to actually be able to make them work proper. And Ted thought, well, it's better to have him in the hands of this dunder than in the hands of an actual true villain. So along the way of him protecting him and them getting along and not getting along, they kind of created this friendship, this bond. And then at the end of season 2, Hypnovert left, aka Chris moved to New York. So we had to figure out a way to exit Hypnovert, and we did. He got on a plane. We shipped him off at the beginning of season 3, and I got back to my apartment, and lo and behold, guess who's sitting inside the apartment waiting on me and angry that I didn't tell him I was back from the dead, that Ted was back, aka Booster Gold.
Booster Gold.
Then became the Booster Gold Blue Beetle era back in action for season 3 and 4 as well. So it was pretty interesting. It's a fun time if you guys get a chance. Let me go ahead and read some comments really quickly. Scorch Frank says the new movie trailer for Sting about the killer spider freaks me out. Don't know that one, I don't think. Chris says, "Oh God, what made you even pick it up?" Yeah, well, I mean, it didn't cost me anything, Chris. Kevin looks like he's falling asleep, and probably because Kevin's posting to people, check out the podcast, and he's not holding the phone up, so you think he's sleeping, but he's not. He's doing work. Adam says they filmed Kingpin here in my part of Ohio. No shit, dude. Wow, what a shithole. I'm kidding. Actually, when I'm back in Ohio, maybe we'll meet up and you can show me some of the famous locations for Kingpin, because that would be super cool. I'd be down for that. Chris Duque says, I'm still mad they didn't cast you for the DC film. Dude, I am too. There's still time, though. There's still time. We only heard a voice.
I don't know if you're quite old enough for that, though.
No, at this point, he actually is.
I'm starting to get in more shape.
The daughter, the girl that played Ted Cord's daughter, technically could be Donald's daughter in real life, age-wise.
And Adam said, "Oh, this is a good one. Sean William Scott should be Booster Gold." I don't hate that, dude. I don't hate that at all. Rafi says at Adam, that's so true. And
what's up, Rafi?
Let's see. Kevin said something on there too. So I hate when I almost repeat what Kevin says because I know because Kevin's on the show. But it happens all the time to me. I just fall for it every damn time. So let's start. Let's talk about some films, guys. What do we got cooking here? What are we
let's ladies first. Ladies first. And if she starts with one I think she's gonna start with, I'm gonna start laughing because I that movie just makes me laugh so hard.
What does?
I don't know if I'm starting with the one that you're thinking of.
Okay, then when you get to it, I'll be ready.
But it still makes me laugh though. I'm going with High Fidelity.
Ooh,
such a good film.
Such a great movie, and it's all about breakups. Opens with a breakup, and then John Cusack is spending the whole movie revisiting every single one of his significant breakups from his adolescence up to current to figure out what the heck am I doing wrong? What is wrong with me? Why can't I make a relationship work? And then he comes to realize after the fact, oh, wait, no, I broke up with, this girl that I thought dumped me. No, I dumped her. I was the jackass there. Okay, fine. Whole journey of self-discovery where he realizes that he is actually kind of a dick, but tries to make himself better.
He never realized that in real life, though, apparently. Apparently he is kind of a dick, I guess. I did not know this, but apparently he is. And if that's true, that's a shame. I hope that's not the case.
That is a shame.
I haven't seen a movie since it came out. Jack Black was in there, right?
Yep.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
Fantastic.
The only thing I remember from that movie is that it took place in Chicago and Jack Black was in it.
It was our Jack Black awakening, basically. Like, it was like...
It really was.
He really shined in this.
He's basically
I remember
himself.
That. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's such a great supporting character in it. He steals every scene that he's in. It's so funny. But yeah, it's a great movie, and it has a killer soundtrack.
It has a great soundtrack, a fantastic soundtrack. What is this name of the song? Pop quiz to people in the chat. What is the name of the song that John Cusack puts on when he's like, you want to see me sell some records? It was like a certain amount of records. You want to see me sell 20 records. And he puts this record on, and it starts to play, and everybody in the place starts going.
Yep, they start jamming.
Yeah. Name of the band. I do know it, by the way. I know
it too.
So I'm going to type it, but not press enter.
I think that's maybe why I didn't really appreciate the movie and remember much of it, because I might have been a little too young for the movie, and I really wasn't into music and stuff back then.
Chris, you're 55.
I need to go
what
back.
Do you mean?
I need to go back and rewatch it.
Oh, definitely. I think it's a movie that you definitely appreciate more as an adult once you have, more relationships behind you. Yeah, it's a very relatable movie, I think.
Adam,
definitely once you're an adult.
Adam,
and then Hulu remade it a few years back as a series.
Was it Hulu that
wasn't
did
it?
that?
But wasn't it like Zoe Kravitz or something like that?
Yeah, with Zoe Kravitz as playing the John Cusack character. So they did a gender swap on it, but it was really good. And then of course it was kind of fun watching it, knowing that Lisa Bonet was a very significant part of the original movie, and now her daughter is playing.
Huh.
Makes sense.
I did not know it was on Hulu. I guess I'll have to check that one out as well.
Yeah, it was really well done. I enjoyed it. I didn't think I was going to, but it was good.
Chris, you were not doing push-ups or sit-ups. Chris is 98, 99, 100. Phew, okay, I'm back. Yeah, all right. So, Bonnie, I'll go ahead and just click on it as you say the name of the band if you remember it. You ready?
I do.
On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
The Beta Band.
Boom. We were both right. We both got it.
And the song title is Dry the Rain.
Nice. I did not remember the name of the song itself, but I remember the band. So that's a win for me. That's a big win, by the way.
That is a big win for you, at least knowing the band. I mean, I think knowing the band name's good enough.
I think so.
Yeah. I think they're slightly obscure. I think anybody that really knows it is going to know it from this movie.
Can we talk about Howard the Duck's best friend and scientist that's in this film? Can we talk about that for a moment and how great of a villain-esque character he plays?
Oh my God, he was such a dick.
He really was.
You just want to take his ponytail and just
Yep. Let me pull up a picture of him. So I could show you guys, but he was
Yeah.
all zen, but he really wasn't. He really wasn't.
It's the smugness. He plays smug so well. It's
Mhm.
like, it's kind of disturbing. Yeah.
Let's see if it comes
Just
up.
that smug little shit-eating grin. I can't even.
Trying to pull up an image of Tim Robbins in
Yeah.
this. There it is. There it is. Right here. Look at this piece of shit.
He was just so good at, because he doesn't really necessarily outwardly do anything.
The glasses, man. It's the glasses.
It's the best. It's the best.
Glasses and the ponytail and just the stupid smug smile.
Yeah.
It's just God. Yeah, you just want to punch him right in the teeth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What was the name of his character, by the way? Liam?
Oh man.
Liam?
Yes.
Maybe. Hang on.
I think it's Liam.
Hang on. I
Right?
just got to click back. It'll pop up. Ah, close. Ian.
Ian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ian.
Catherine Zeta-Jones was in this, too. She was one of the exes.
Yes.
Joan Cusack, I think, played his sister, actually, in this.
Yes.
If I'm correct. I always liked the relationship that Joan and John had, that they were always in each other's films a lot of times. Like, they always brought the other one with them, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Because if you're having luck, you know, you bring your sibling with you.
Yeah, I think it was more John bringing in Joan, but
I want to say probably, but I also don't want to sound sexist, so I'm going to say I'm not sure.
The Gyllenhaals have done the same thing.
no, I don't remember. I know. I can think of a whole bunch of Joan Cusack movies that John wasn't in, so that's why the only reason I said that.
Okay, so Bonnie's talking about high fidelity. Let's go reverse clockwise since we keep going clockwise. Chris, what do you have to discuss? What film?
Well, you see, I was going to talk about Love Actually again for the third week because Love Actually has a storyline for everything.
Right, and we told you no, you're not allowed. And
Yeah,
all
so
parts.
How long can we keep this running?
I'm going to talk about a movie that broke up from the Oscars for getting it wrong,
Oh yeah.
calling it a fake name.
Yep. I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Yeah, we're going to talk about La La Land.
Oh, let me just take. Okay, yep, I was right. There we go. Do we have to talk about La La Land? Can't we talk about the other film that she's in right now that just came out? That's
Poor Things.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about that one, but it's not really about I guess it kind of is about breakups, but not really.
Poor Things. Yeah, it's totally about breakups, dude.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's totally. It's
Oh my
about
God,
everything.
it's.
Bonnie. You have
I
to
mean,
watch
it's about Mark Ruffalo's character not being able to get over her breaking up with him.
basically, yeah.
Because basically, it's Barbie for adults. Basically, it's the storyline of Barbie, but for people that think. Not that you don't. Not the people that like Barbie.
Hey now.
No.
Wow.
That's not what I'm trying to say.
Wow.
That's not what I'm trying to say.
Give him a breath. Give him a breath. Let him read.
I mean, it's just a
Do we need
thinking.
to
It just
revisit
really
what Barbie
makes
was
you.
actually about?
That wasn't the point. The point I'm trying to say is that
Here, I'll fix this. Hang on, guys.
what
There we
I'm
go. Okay.
trying to say is just that the movie really makes you think, and you have to think to get it. Is all I'm saying. I'm not saying that people that watch Barbie don't think. I'm just saying in order to see the similarity to Barbie, you really have to be be a thinking person to see the similarities. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not calling that Barbie was dumb or anything like that. Or
You're
that
not
they're
thinking
dumb.
if you're watching
In
Barbie.
fact, Mattel didn't even get Barbie when they made the new real Barbie doll that just came out. Apparently, they missed the message. So,
do you remember the Barbie slasher? Somebody in the factory was slashing Barbie dolls,
Really?
giving her anatomically correct areas.
Oh,
Yes.
it's called Marvel,
I don't remember that at all.
and they did it with Rogue.
That's
Well, Rogue, they gave her the badunkadunk for sure.
No, they took it away for the new one,
And I know I saw that in X-Men
and
97.
and the boobies too.
Everybody's so mad about it. Everybody. Okay, everybody our age is so mad about it. All right, it's just us. We're mad about it. We're so angry right now. Chris and I were throwing shit at the screen. no, fuck you, fuck this shit. We were so angry at it. We were so angry.
But so Poor Things, I guess, you can call it a breakup movie because she finds her sexual identity and becomes a woman, and she is like, I'm done, I'm out. And Mark Ruffalo cannot let go. Like, he's just like a desperate little puppy for the rest of the movie after that.
What about La La Land? What is it about this film that you love so much? I don't remember them breaking up because I literally don't remember this film. All I remember is they did some dancing and there was a stuck in traffic scene and stuff. And that's all I remember because this film just didn't stick with me as something that... Why did it stick with you is what I want to know.
So, to be fair, I actually am not a huge fan of this movie. But I brought it up because it is a good movie. It's beautifully shot. It's beautifully acted. It's well written. The singing I can't stand because they don't sing out. They whisper sing all of their songs. There's no like belting and there's no like breath in their singing, and that really bugs me. But so that part I don't like about it. I don't like it, and so but it's a beautifully shot movie. And it's well acted, and it ends with them breaking up. It just doesn't work. The relationship doesn't work. And so it has one of those bittersweet endings.
I thought that they like died in bed holding hands or something at the end.
No.
No.
That was
like a different movie.
That was what?
That was The Notebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different Ryan Gosling movie.
Huh.
Very different from La La Land.
But he drives around, right, with this sweet jacket with like a scorpion on it or something. Yeah. What?
No.
The tracker.
Son of a bitch. Cage says, I rewatched La La Land last night. Such an amazing movie. Wow, what are the odds? Hector Hernandez says, cut Chris's mic for that Barbie hate. Sammy says, when I was post-PA on a pilot, La La Land was being edited in the same building we rented space in, on the same floor, so I'd hear the songs over and over, wondering what it was for. Then one day I went up to the floor and I said, can you let me see what it was? And they showed me, and I pushed over the computer and tried to ruin everything and was arrested. Huh. Wow, Sammy, that's an interesting story. And then she says, Barbie was so good. Okay.
I didn't say Barbie was bad. That was not the point. You guys didn't let me finish my thought.
And then she says, shh, Chris Turner. Adam says, third wave feminism hates hot comic book female characters for some reason. Yeah, I mean, okay, so let's seriously discuss this, because I feel like there's a dynamic here that we're missing, and that is the fact that Zenescope still exists. Zenescope Productions is a comic book production company that is all about producing stories with hot women. It is Snow White, but she has big titties. It is Van Helsing, but he's a she, and she has big titties. You have Sleeping Beauty. Guess what she has?
Big breasts.
Yep. And the bitch sure can nap too, let me tell you. And then there's so on and so forth. You see where I'm going with this. So Zenescope Productions, they've picked up where Vampirilla, where Lady Death, where Double Impact, where all of those 90s comic book series from all those small independent companies left off. And still actually never really left, if you think about it, because Lady Death still exists and still in publication. Vampirilla still exists in publication. The only one that I believe is not is Double Impact, and that's because that one was poorly done from the beginning, to be honest. There wasn't really a story there. It was just, oh, let me shake my booty. You're like, okay, cool. But so you do have stories, you do have production companies, you do have things like that, but they're not producing film content. That's the thing. So then you get studios like Marvel, which is now owned by Disney. You get DC, which is owned by Warner Brothers, which is owned by, who owns Warner Brothers?
It's Warner Discovery now.
Discovery, thank you. And they're now thinking about dumping Warner Brothers. It's very fascinating to me how many times Warner Brothers keeps getting dumped. It's almost like they're just a bad lay. You know, like you go out on a date and you're like, I'm going to get lucky with Warner Brothers. And then you have sex with them. And then you're like, no, this isn't going to work.
Well,
this is
MGM,
Warner
I thought had worse.
Terrible. Warner Brothers was terrible. Sony actually acquired most of the library to MGM, which is how we got the continuation of James Bond, if I'm correct on that one. which I'm
Yes.
usually never wrong. So, of course, I'm correct. But yeah, I totally understand Adam on that aspect, particularly with what they did with Captain Marvel. Now, I know you hated the Marvels. I don't remember if you saw it or not, but I know that you hated the idea of it. I very much enjoyed it, but I did not like the first film. I hated the first film. The second film felt like they knew that they had made a mistake, but they still had to go with a particular, not so much an agenda, but a particular idea behind it, behind the character, because they had already built upon that in the first film. So they were kind of, their hands were tied, in other words. But I still felt that they did a good job for what they had. And if you watch
I
it
love
high,
the
it's very enjoyable.
I love the musical scene,
Yeah.
musical planet.
Oh, yeah, the musical planet. That's a really cool idea. Like, that's a
Yeah.
Doctor Who idea. You know what I mean? It's just fun.
Yeah.
I very much enjoy that. Rafi says, speaking of Mark Ruffalo, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind would probably be mine. Chris says, Eternal Sunshine is one of my favorite films of all time. I thought you had that on your lanyard at ArcLight at one point, but perhaps that was Matt Gamera. Such a beautiful movie. I'm going to get Donald a scorpion jacket for Christmas. Oh, thanks, buddy. I actually will wear it around. Sammy says, shut up, Donald, for no reason, mind you, by the way. You're such a butthead.
I'm sure no reason.
I don't know why she's saying these things. So mean, hateful. Big titties always sell. Since the dawn of time, just tell them that it's human nature. Michael Jackson quoted that, actually. Or said that. That's a quote from Michael. Adam says, let me rephrase. It's Disney. Okay, cool. And Chris says, see, I like the first one better. The second one was too campy. Well, you were wrong, Chris. And that's okay. Sometimes people are wrong. It's all right. For how powerful she is, they didn't give her enough badass power scenes. That's because they realized the mistake that they had made and made her Superman level powerful.
Oh yeah, she was OP. Yeah.
And they made her unlikable. So if you create a character that's both unlikable and cannot be beat, you've created the perfect storm of shit. You created a shit storm. So you don't want that. So they had to kind of pivot from that, if that makes sense. You know,
I thought it was clever how they made it, like how they managed to not have her use her power.
yeah, I do too. The fact that they had to switch out and stuff, and it made the fight scenes much more dynamic and fun, actually.
More interesting.
Yeah.
Every time they went to use their power, it switched to another one of the Marvels, because they are all sharing part of this power within them. And I thought that was really cool. That's like the power of feminism at its finest. You know, we share this together, and one of us is hurt, all of us is hurt. And when one of us stands up to fight, all of us stand up to fight. I get it. We were kind of beat over the head a little bit with it, but I get it. Still enjoyable, though. Just saying. I get it. Sean McGean says the whole Warner Brothers MGM thing is why DC is now claiming ownership of Jack Kirby's Machine Man due to the character's first appearing in the Marvel Treasury edition of Kirby's 2001 film adaptation. And Chris says all their movies are fun. Disagree, Chris. Sammy says, who's excited for Fantastic Four? Well, I would hope everybody. Chris says, we need more dark superhero movies. No, we don't. He says, we need more badass and good choreography. I feel like we have that. And Sammy says, Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. And we all know you love Joseph Quinn. You got this big raging hard-on for him that you've had since Stranger Things when he played in the abyss of darkness and the bat creatures were attacking him and shit. We get it, Sammy. We get it. Raging hard-on. Big fat boner for you. We got it. Jeez, calm down. Okay. All right, so La La Land. All right, moving on.
Jeez.
Next. All right, so I guess it's me. I'm going to talk about something very easy in my book as far as like a breakup film. Okay, so you're part of an assassin squad, and your leader or mentor of the squad, head honcho Bill, impregnates you, and it's not going well. The relationship's not going well because you know that he's either probably going to want you to get rid of this baby because you'll no longer be able to kill people for him, or he'll take the baby away from you. So you leave him and you go find a man that's actually a pretty good man, and you decide you're going to spend your life with him. He says he'll take care of you. You're like, okay, maybe this is what I need in life. You go to a church, you go to get married. Guess what happens? Bill shows up with the other assassins. They kick the shit out of you, basically put you in a coma for 4 years, and when you wake up, you've lost your child. What do? Well, you get revenge. And that's the basic plot for Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 with the illustrious Uma Thurman and the ever, as I would say, indemnable David Carradine. So
God rest his soul.
Yes, God rest his soul. I remember seeing him outside of an Upright Citizens Brigade showing. I was standing in line, and he walks up, and he's like, "Hey, what's the line for?" And I was like, "Oh, Upright Citizens Brigade. They're doing a show." He's like, "Oh, is it good?" I said, "Gee, I hope so. I've never been to one." And he's like, "Oh, me neither. Maybe I'll have to come sometime." And I was like, "You should." And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Do you have like a plastic bag or something? Maybe a zip tie?" And I said, "Yeah, I actually do happen to have both." I said, "On me." I said, "Here." So I gave him a plastic bag and a zip tie. And he said, "Well, thanks a lot." And then he walked off. And
Donald.
that was it.
Donald.
What?
Wow, I can't believe you went there, man.
Dude.
What? What?
What's wrong with you?
Dude.
What's wrong with you?
What? I'm
That's
just talking about the
disrespectful.
conversation we had.
Yeah, I bet.
God,
I
what's
bet.
wrong with you guys?
Man, I hope his ghost.
Oh.
I hope his ghost comes back and haunts you.
Yeah,
I
like,
hope his
dude,
ghost comes back
that
and haunts you
was-
tonight.
I can't bring
No.
up a simple conversation without you guys
No.
getting angry at me.
Dude, that was
What?
awful.
I don't even know. I don't even know what I did. Oh, Sabrina
know
says
what you did.
inappropriate. I don't know what
You
she's
see?
talking about.
You
I don't know
see,
what
the
she's talking
doctor,
about.
Sabrina.
So wrong, sir. So wrong.
While pivoting, Adam says Pedro Pascal is a shitbag human hiding behind a progressive facade.
Ooh, wow.
Well,
You
that's a
went there.
choice. And
You went
Chris says,
there.
I really think Pedro is going to be badass in the role. Pedro's an interesting person, or he seems interesting. I don't know so much that he punches kittens in the face on the weekends. I don't know this. I don't know his true self, so to speak, but looking at him and watching him in like interviews and things like that, there does seem to be a bit of fakeness behind him. And I don't know if that's because he doesn't quite know how to handle the fame that he's gotten, or if he's still trying to process it, or if that is indeed who he is, like just kind of like built to be that, a product of our environment, so to speak. I can't say. But I do notice certain things about him that seem peculiar. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Well, I know some people were upset about some people felt Disney was hypocritical in firing Gina Carano and not him when they both had making political statements at the same time, just one from the left, one from the right. So I know that's been an issue.
Yeah, and I think Pedro actually did stand up for her, say something about it at one point too, though, which is good. So that's good that you know the lead would have your back, so to speak, or at least stand up for you. Chris says, let's see. Oh, Sean says Sliding Door is an interesting breakup film. I agree. I did enjoy that one, and I believe that one was with the girl that named her child after a fruit, if I recall.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Thank you. That's it. Yes.
That's right. Apple Martin. That's right, because she married that guy from that band, the British band.
Crisp.
Coldplay.
Crisp.
Hot Play,
They call him
Coldplay, something
Crisp.
like that.
Crisp Martin, not Chris. Crisp Martin.
Chris.
Martin. Yes. Although John Krasinski would have been great too. Well, he got his moment in the spotlight, so to speak, as Reed Richards, Chris. So we knew that wasn't going to happen after that. But it was great to see it in Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the name of it.
It's very bad or very malty, but
I enjoyed it. You know what? I watched it again. I didn't care much for it, particularly the first time, probably because the kid behind us in the theater shit himself, and also because a woman with 4 kids came in and sat in the front and just screamed and talked the whole time through it. So that kind of ruined a bit of the luster of the film for me. And then going back and rewatching it and knowing Sam Raimi and what he does, I enjoyed it very much. So I do think it's a really good film. But I do think that the Scarlet Witch should not have been the main villain in there.
I agree.
You get one or the other. You get WandaVision or you get Doctor Strange 2. You don't get both. Like, she could have had one or the other. She doesn't get both. You don't get 2 moments to go crazy. It doesn't make sense. Like, it just doesn't work. So I digress on that. Kevin, what's your choice for the next one?
All right. Well, Professor Turner, I know he always said the real multiverse movie from a couple of years ago was Everyone, Everywhere, All at Once. So I think people should
Everything.
I'm sorry, everything. I say I get all those
Everywhere all at once. Yeah.
Wait, you're talking about that?
No. I'm just saying. I was
like, I can't find that, Kevin.
No. No, it's going to be a movie from 1942, a classic movie with Rick Blaine and Ilsa Lund, Casablanca.
Oh, okay. Could just said the picture behind you, but all right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, this is a classic movie.
Did we just talk shit about this one like last week or something?
We did?
That
I don't remember that.
Bored us and we fell asleep or something?
Casablanca bored you? What's wrong with you?
What do you mean? What's
It's
wrong
one of the greatest
with me?
movies of all time, man.
Oh, no.
This is one of the all-time great films.
No.
It's
not.
Up there. It's one of them.
No, it is not one of the greatest films of all time.
It is a very good
Highly
film,
disagree.
but it is not one of my favorites.
Not one of the greatest. I'm sorry.
What's wrong with you people?
No.
I agree. I'm with them.
Wow.
Yeah, honestly,
you're on your own and see a shit, Kevin.
I think it's
I guess so.
To this very, very, very high standard. It's up on a super high pedestal. I'm not really convinced that it needs to be way up there. I don't know. It's great. It's got.
Do you have something against Sam? The way he played those beautiful songs as time goes by, you don't feel that in your soul.
I didn't say it was terrible. I just said it's not my favorite. It's very good. It's very well done. It is a very interesting plot, although I can't remember all of it right now.
Kevin, I feel like you looked up Breakup Films in Google and you just picked the first one that showed up.
No.
Getting on that plane. Maybe not today. You're gonna regret it. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. Soon.
Here's looking at you, kid. Here's looking at you, kid.
I can just say and never have seen the damn film fully because I fall asleep every time. Kid.
Wow. How do you fall asleep in this movie?
Because
it's compelling.
Because it is slow.
Honestly,
yes.
Well, what do you expect? It's 1942. What do you expect? Things.
There's good shit that's exciting back then, Kevin.
From that time period that are not nearly as slow.
No, there's so many good things. She's right. There's so many good things from that time period that you could have chose. Mm-hmm. But you went with what Google told you to pick.
It's just a little slow. It's a little. Yeah, a little drawn out for me.
And not Bogart's best work.
It is good, and you're right. It is like at its core a breakup movie. They don't.
I'll admit, I do like Key Largo. So... I do like Key Largo better than this one, but still, this is still a classic movie. This is a good movie. I'm sorry. This is a good movie.
That it's a classic.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
But I don't think it needs to be on as quite high a pedestal as it is currently being held.
Agree.
Wow.
Yeah. No.
What say you, audience? How dare my
well, let me tell you what the audience is saying, and it's rather disgusting. For starters, Sabrina says my favorite. So she's only seen probably 3 films in her whole life. Adam says, Kevin, you're right.
Thank you.
But we've already established he's drunk. He said that at the beginning. And Chris Touquet says it's a classic. Well, a lot of things are classic. I mean, The Room is a classic piece of shit. But it's a classic. It's a classic film. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of loose things here. Big Sean says Kevin is right. Dawn is wrong. But we also know that Big Sean shows up to the shop drunk half the time. So
no, he doesn't.
There we go.
No, he doesn't.
There we go. Stumbling
That man
in.
drinks Pepsi. He does not drink alcohol.
Pepsi, sure. Yeah, you know there's whiskey in that Pepsi. there's definitely when he's asking you if you want a drink, he goes, "You want a nip? You want a nip of that?"
Hey, Donald.
What?
Keep reading the comments. Continue.
All right. Should I give it Sean McGean talking about a classic Tokyo Joe?
Right before that.
Oh, Adam says if someone doesn't pick the Vince Vaughn film, The Breakup, I will fart in a baby's face.
I don't think it says that.
Oh, that actually does. Not only is Kevin one of the most wonderful human beings I've ever met, but his taste is impeccable. Again,
thank you.
Really drunk. Super drunk at this point. He was drunk when he started the live show. Now he's just spouting nonsense.
I got support.
He's going to fart in a baby's face, Kevin. And you're like, this is the guy that I choose to build myself up on this pedestal. He's farting in a baby's face, everybody.
He's been doing shots every time Donald goes down full Donald, so he's probably wasted right now.
He could be, yeah. Chris Duque says, now this show is getting beefy. Fight, fight, fight. Well, if Adam beefs, it's definitely going to be beefy. Let me tell you that.
Mhm.
Sean McGee says, I stand with Kevin. It is a breakup movie and one of Bogart's top 10 films according to Google because I am a robot. Sean just... What happened
We did
there?
not argue that it was a bad movie and not a breakup movie. That's not what we said.
Yeah.
We're
Cage-
in agreement that,
Cage,
that it
when's
is
the last time you watched this
it's a good
film?
movie and it is a breakup movie, but it's none of our favorites.
No,
Except for
it's
Kevin.
not. Except for
So
Kevin, who looked it up.
nobody's arguing that it's a bad movie. That's not what we're saying.
I can
It's
say
just
that, Sammy.
not
Sammy, I say whatever I want.
right.
You should know that by now.
I mean, Bonnie, you don't feel the tension of Victor, Laszlo, and Rick. I mean, and funny thing is, this could have been the love triangle episode we did a couple weeks ago too. But
Yeah, it could have been very easily.
but you don't feel the tension that Rick and Elsa, the love they had in Paris, because they'll always have Paris.
Oh, geez. Now Adam's saying, I'm still lucid. This is a good sign, everybody. He's got your back, Kevin. Don't worry.
You see? I mean, you got Nazis in the background. They're trying to dominate Casablanca.
Oh,
Rick's
is that
just
why
trying
you
to
like
run.
the film, Kevin? Because it's filled with Nazis?
No. Actually, I
Is
like
that
it
why
because
you
of
like
Sam.
the film, Kevin?
I love Sam playing those
You
songs
love
on
what?
the piano.
You love what?
Sam on the piano. On the piano. He's
Oh, okay.
awesome on the piano. Sam.
Yeah.
He's
What's he
awesome
playing?
on the
Something
piano.
German?
No, although there was a scene where they had the competing national anthems. That was pretty cool.
I will
You know
say,
what?
I'll give Casablanca a little credit because without Casablanca, we wouldn't have Ralph the dog.
Nobody remembers that.
Ralph the dog from the Muppets.
Oh. His name's Ralph?
Ralph.
Oh.
Yeah,
The piano player, right?
like ROWF.
He
Ralph.
plays the piano?
Yeah, he was based on the piano
Oh,
player
that
from
makes sense.
Casablanca.
That makes
I
complete
didn't
know
sense.
that,
Okay,
but
I
it
get
makes
that.
sense, yeah.
Yeah. You know, and I know I said this last time, but I'll say it again because it needs to be heard from everybody in the chat that's completely wrong. Watch The African Queen if you want a fantastic Bogart film where he actually acts like he cares. And it's I'm sorry, it's really night and day. Like, you're getting older Bogart.
I agree.
You're getting more sophisticated Bogart. You're getting complex Bogart. And here you're getting stiff wooden. I don't like him in the, I'm sorry. I've never liked him in this. It's boring. This film bores the shit out of me. Watch The African Queen and then try to watch Casablanca. And then when you wake up, you can be like, oh shit. Yeah, Donald's right. Okay. Got it. That's all I'm asking. Just do it that way. Do it in that order.
Well,
And you'll
Sean
see.
says the African Queen is not as good as Casablanca. There you go.
Oh, well, Sean, who keeps telling us to watch some ninja film or something that he was in or something. I can't even remember the name of it now. Tokyo Joe. There we go. I was close. Some ninja film, Tokyo Joe.
There's no ninjas in Tokyo Joe.
It's been a day.
Oh, Donald.
Yeah. Just because you
All
are
right.
louder, Donald, doesn't mean you are right. Now, I believe usually the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So, squeak, squeak.
All right. Let's move on because we're not getting anywhere with this. Let's
No,
go
you're not
back
going to
you,
win with
Bonnie.
this one. I'll tell you that. You're not going to win. I bet your next choice is some other bullshit film that Google told you. I can't wait for Kevin's next choice. Okay, Bonnie, let's go. I'm ready.
Actually,
Full Donald
actually, it was Duck-
activated.
it was
Let's go.
It's actually Duck Duck Go, actually.
Okay. Next up, we are talking First Wives Club.
Huh.
All right, guys, we take a nap while she discusses this one.
Okay, so
Really, you guys have not? Okay, First Wives
great
Club.
cast. I'll give you that.
Great cast.
I've never
You
seen
got
it.
Goldie Hawn. You got Bette. Really? Oh,
No.
it's a great movie. Bette Midler and Diane Keaton, and they've all been. They're older women. You know, they're in their 40s, 50s. All of them have been dumped by their husbands, who have left them for younger women, and they decide to take revenge on those husbands by hitting them where it hurts, which is their wallets. And yeah, making them pay for a whole bunch of shit.
Sean McGean, you take that back right now. That's an insult to life. He says Katharine Hepburn can't hold a candle to Ingrid Bergman.
Ooh.
I
Told
disagree.
you.
All right, can you boot him from the chat?
We might be able to. Yeah, let me see.
Those are some fighting
Wait a
words.
second.
man.
It's an opinion. It's just an opinion. It's an
We know how
opinion.
you feel
Yep, so if it's not our opinion, it's wrong.
Everybody's entitled to opinions. Let's just say that here. Like
Wow.
right or wrong or
Man.
whatever. We're all having fun here.
Have we turned into fascist pop all of a sudden?
Fascist
Wow.
pop? Hey, can you make
Wow.
a shirt with that?
Fascist pop? Jeez. Wow.
What's that taste like? I mean, what's the flavor?
I mean, pretty bitter, I'm sure. Pretty bitter.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Who'd you say was in that movie, Bonnie?
It's Diane Keaton, Goldie Hawn, and Bette Midler.
That sounds like an awesome cast. I have to check that movie out.
Yeah,
But-
it's
wait.
absolutely fantastic. And then also it has Sarah Jessica Parker is in it.
Mm.
She is the one who Bette Midler's husband left her for. Yeah, it's a great cast. The story is just, it's so funny. And yeah, it's one of those that it gets me emotional. The very end scene, and Chris, since you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it for you, but the end, you know, the women come together. There's this I can't even say it now. Let me just the last 5 minutes of the movie make me cry every single time. But the happy tears, you know, it builds you up. It makes you feel good as a woman. It makes you feel strong and very powerful.
You know, another movie that
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
breakup movie that we should have thought about, and it just now as you're talking about that, it actually makes you feel better at the end because you're glad about the breakup, is The Color Purple.
You know, I have to admit, I have never seen The Color Purple.
I mean, the Tina Turner biopic or whatever too.
What's love got to do with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, or watch the documentary on Whitney Houston, and you're like,
yeah, very strong.
Honestly, yeah,
going out to them.
Watching the documentary, I'm like, poor Bobby Brown.
Yep.
Weirdly enough, like everybody always thinks that it's the other way around, and it's.
I mean, honestly,
according to that, it was not.
It's both of them.
I do feel that there's a symbiosis that happens with these things. Like my friend Will and I, we both have an addictive personality for certain things. Like I have retail therapy personality. So when I'm depressed or sad or lonely or whatever, I buy something. It makes me feel better. Will was the same way. Too. So
and food.
When we would go to, and this is weird, but when we go to Hollywood Video back in the day, and they had the 5 for $20 VHS films that you could purchase, previously viewed or whatever, we would go fucking nuts after work. When we got our paycheck, we would go nuts and be like, I'm getting this one. Oh, well, I got to get another one. And then we would end up with like $80 worth of goddamn films that none of us needed. And I ended up throwing away or giving away or yard selling most of it, to be honest. But like that can happen. So that can kind of feed that. And so I see that. Like I could see that happening. So with the two of them, you know, one feeding the other's addiction, so to speak. But First Wives Club. I think, honestly, I think I saw part of it back in the day when my mom was watching it. I think it was my mom, but I don't remember the whole thing all the way through, you know, like.
It's a very, very funny movie. And honestly, I think it holds up really well. It's still pretty relevant. And then a few years ago, I can't remember. I think it might have been HBO or maybe it was just straight up Netflix. It's on Netflix currently, but there is a series, First Wives Club, that was done very recently. Michelle Buteau is in it, and oh my God, I'm blanking on the rest of the cast. But it's a great cast of these really strong, beautiful, powerful Black women. Ryan Michelle Bath is in it. She is Sterling K. Brown's wife. And a fabulous actress in her own right. But yeah, they remade it as a series with these beautiful, strong, modern women. I have not made my way all the way through it yet. I'm still in. I think I'm at the end of season 1. Maybe I'm in the beginning of season 2. There's only 2 seasons. But yeah, it's good. It's very good. It's a nice different modernized adaptation of it, but the original still holds up very well.
Cool. Chris, do you have another one that you want to pop up?
Yeah, I can talk about one. Let's talk about a horror film.
Okay. What do we got?
We got a good old little ditty called Midsummer.
Oh, son of a bitch.
What do you not like Midsummer?
God damn it, Chris. I liked it when I saw it 5 other times in 5 other goddamn films. This is the most generic horror-esque film you could ever watch. It's 2.5 hours of my life I'm never getting back.
Well, I saw the director's cut. It was 4 hours long. So.
Oh my God in heaven.
No, but let me explain. If you don't look at it as a horror film, because I don't really consider it a horror film.
No, I mean a horror.
If you look at it as a film, it's a gorgeous film. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful movie. It's really well shot. It's well written. And the acting is good in it. And I know, and I am a big fan for anything that takes place in Sweden and Norway and that area. So I think and I don't know. I really enjoyed it when I watched it. I think the art of the movie really got me when I watched it.
Okay.
So, but as a horror film, no.
The art of it.
No.
The
art of it, yes.
I could see that, but I also could see that this is 100% already a film. It's already been created. I believe, I want to call it The Wicker Man. And I want to say that I would rather watch the Nicolas Cage version of The Wicker Man 5 times in a row than ever see Midsommar again. Because at least that was entertaining because you knew it was so bad. You know what I mean? Like, there's giant bear costumes. He's punching a lady in the face. He's screaming about bees and shit. That's fun on a bun. This, not so much. Like, this is just, you want it to be good, and you're waiting for the other shoe to drop to get to the point where you're like, oh, there's the twist. There really isn't one. The twist is it's just a bad film, and you've sat through it.
Well,
and they got you.
The whole point wasn't a twist. Like, there wasn't supposed to be a twist. That wasn't the point.
Well, you were hoping for one because there wasn't a point to the movie.
There kind of was. She finally figures out her way to, she literally about her breaking up with this guy, and that's literally what the movie is about.
And notice I'm saying everything kind of softer with my tone because I don't want Sabrina to think that the loudest person in the room is incorrect. So now I'm using a softer tone to try to go to match your tone, Chris, to disagree firmly that this film has any qualities that would make it good for anybody else to watch.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes, 83% 83% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So,
all right,
you're wrong, Donald.
Adam Langhorn, go ahead.
Never wrong.
Go ahead, hit us with that Rotten Tomatoes. I'm sure he's been waiting on this. And by the way, let me mention a few quick comments. There's 35. Let's see. Big Sean says, Bogey has a smoldering tension in Casablanca that he is constantly repressing.
Thank you. And by the way, 99% on Rotten Tomatoes for Casablanca.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's Bonnie and I are right with you on that ranking with Rotten Tomatoes.
What my Rotten Tomatoes was kind of facetious. I don't know if you didn't hear it in my tone, but it was.
Oh, okay. Sean McGee says, yes, Mr. Sean is correct. Chris, how dare you? Wait, what's the name of the movie, says Chris? The Invisible Strings is a.k.a. Daniel. And Donald, The Invisible Strings is my best bud here in Ohio. I was in a band with. You were in a band with. You're not anymore. What happened? I think he got ousted. What do you think, guys? Do you think he got ousted? Like, it's like, you can't play the washboard anymore. And he's like, why not? I love the washboard. Chris Duque says, what's the name of this one? Do they have powers? I think I might have seen it. Sean McGinn says, best Goldie Hawn breakup film is Shampoo. I told you guys the other week. Really, Chris? Powers? Adam says, there's a movie with Daniel and he breaks up with his friend and touches his butt cheeks. I can't remember. This is the guy, Kevin.
Hmm.
And then Brian from Half's Hot Sauce says, Grandpa says, get off my lawn. By the way, we are giving away 2 bottles of more cowbell hot sauce at the end of this stream if you stick with us. Chris says, aren't they witches or something? At Sammy, I think I may be thinking of something else. Yeah, there's no real witches here. Chris Duque says, somebody for the love of all that is holy, please tell me the name of the film we're talking about. Midsomner. Adam says, Donald buys phallus-shaped items when he's depressed.
Ooh.
Yes, I do. I do try. Actually,
He does. You're not wrong.
I definitely do. Yeah. Sammy says, Witches of Eastwick, Chris, or Death Becomes Her. I lied about being lucid, also says Adam. So, there we go. Sammy says, Adam, I believe it. Big Sean says, Chris, the First Wives Clubs, it was a hit when it came out. Ivana Trump actually has a cameo. Oh, well,
She
then
does.
you know it's good.
Mm-hmm.
About the Donald thing, says Sammy. Maybe Witches of Eastwick. Sounds familiar. Thank you, Big Sean. Hey, it's a good choice. At Sammy, just looked it up. I was thinking of Witches of Eastwick. That's fantastic. Jack Nicholson. It's a great film. How dare you, Donald, says Sammy. I don't even know what I said now at this point. It's a great movie. It's disturbing and strange, but so good. And it's a breakup movie. Yep, just because it's a breakup movie doesn't make it good. And Chris says, Midsomner is so good. I love Ari Aster. Have you guys seen Beau is Afraid yet?
Oh, that's a good movie.
It's so unique and dark. No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Sean McGean says, best breakup film with Jack Nicholson is 5 Easy Pieces, a true classic. That one I have not seen. I'm going to be honest. Let's see. Sean McGean says, wrong again, Donald. The original Wicker Man is the best.
Yes, it is. 1973,
well,
Christopher Lee.
That wasn't his point. That wasn't
That's
the point
not
he was
the
making.
point at all. I mean,
Yeah,
if you just
that's
want to
true.
say
That's
I'm
true.
wrong all the time in the chat, that's fine. I could care less. It actually feeds my hate. Like, and I grow more powerful. Like in the anime films, I'm going to start to glow soon and rise.
You know, tonight you're really doing your Roddy Piper, your best.
Thank you.
impersonation.
I'm trying.
I noticed.
Thank you.
I noticed what you
Now, let's get some pipes going in the background, and we'll have it complete. Chris says, sometimes you're just plumb wrong about these matters, Donald. Midsomner was so good. Chris, sometimes you can have a drink, and sometimes, sir, you probably had 5. So maybe you should sit down. You should sit down, Chris, on this one, because you're wrong. Midsomner is trash. I'm sorry. It's trash. I said it softly, by the way, softly. Sammy says, also, she suffered a severe trauma at the beginning. I swear, Donald, I swear. Right, Sammy? Such a great dark opening. Wait, what? I just went and refilled. Is it frozen for anyone else? Kevin is right. Donald is a duck?
Duck.
Says Sean McGean. Sorry, I froze, says Adam. Hot sauce, says Chris. What Rotten Tomato? I told you there were 35 messages, guys. Sammy says, I mean, Donald, isn't that what we're here for, to hate on me? Yes. And then, or to disagree with me. Yeah, I guess you could. But I feel like a lot of these are really bad. And Midsomner's no different. So I'm going to just take that off the screens because I'm tired of looking at it. And we're going to move on because I don't want to talk about it anymore. But I will talk about a different film. Another one that I think is an absolutely fantastic breakup film, but with a twist. Now, a lot of you may or may not have seen this, but it is called The One I Love. Now, The One I Love has actually a really great cast. Mark Duplass and Elizabeth Moss, basically, are the only 2 in it, aside from the therapist Ted Danson. So it's a very intimate, small film. And the idea is the couple, their marriage is kind of falling apart. They go to a weekend getaway in a house that's recommended by their therapist, which is Ted Danson. And in that and spoiler alert, guys, in that they find that this house, there's like a guest area in the house and in the back. And whenever one or the other has it, like when Elizabeth and Mark get into an argument, one of them will leave and they'll go to the guest house. And when they go to the guest house, let's say Elizabeth is arguing with Mark, she leaves and she's like, I'm sick of this. She goes to the guest house. Mark's there. But he's like super apologetic and very sweet. And they start to have a dialogue and get to have a conversation. And she's like, oh my God, wow. I'm so glad we talked this out. And then she goes back to the main house and he's pissed off again. And she's like, what is going on? Here we come to find that there are 2 different versions. And this house is magical because you can choose whether you want to stay with the version of the person that you're arguing with, that you're having struggles with, or if you want the person that's more agreeable for you, that's in the guest house. There's a bit of magic involved with this one. It's actually wonderfully done. It's a wonderful, small, intimate little piece that I could not recommend higher to anybody that wants to check it out. Yeah, Bonnie, Chris, Kevin, any of you guys seen this one?
Nope.
I have not, but
Unfortunately,
it
I have
sounds
not.
really fascinating.
I believe it is available on
That's
Hulu.
an interesting little twist. I like that.
If it's not available on Hulu, you can check it out on Amazon Prime, and I believe they also have it for purchase on Google or YouTube. But
Speaking of therapy,
really
it's another good therapy movie we didn't think about was The Ref.
That's an all-time classic.
That's
Christmas
a great movie.
film, breakup film. Love that one. Love that one.
Yeah. And
let's see.
also, honorable mention has to go to another recent one, Marriage Story, with Adam Driver
Never seen
and
it.
Scarlett Johansson.
I was
It's
told
on
not
Netflix.
to watch it. I was told not to watch it for some reason.
Oh,
Doesn't he sing something from a musical in that?
he does, and that is such a heartbreaking scene because it's when he's really kind of realizing how over and done his marriage actually is. It's it's a really, really good movie, and of course the fight scene between them in the middle of it is kind of, that's what's making everybody stay away from it, because it is a little
Cringe.
too real. It's very intense.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's going to be triggering for you, here's my suggestion: take half a step back and look at it as a character study, and just watch the performances between Adam Driver and
So
Scarlett.
it's like watching Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. It's the same kind of situation with that.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen that, but I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. Yeah, just like watch it as a character study and watch their performances in that scene, because they both deliver so well. It's incredible.
So really quickly in the chat before we move on to the next film, Adam Langhorn says, I have a crush on Sammy because she agreed with me and she talks back to Donald like I do. Chris Duque says, whoa, Adam, game on. Yeah, Sammy's actually pretty great. Can't blame you. And then Adam says, don't worry, I'll French you too, Chris. Kate says, how do how do you guys feel about 500 Days of Summer?
Sammy blinked twice. If you
seen
need
it.
help.
It was that movie was that I was almost picked that movie to talk about. I love that movie. I also have a huge crush on Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So
who doesn't really?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I think he walks that line. He walks that line. Let's see. Sean McGean says, that actually sounds like an interesting film. Oh, he's talking about the one I just mentioned. Thank you, Sean. See, we can agree on certain things, or the ideas of it. It's just not classic films, I guess. Sammy says, I still need to watch that, but I really want to. I think she's talking about probably something that is in her brain replaying on loop. Chris says, Scarlett Johansson hit on her once. She never called. That's right. Chris, if there's ever a chance, if there would ever be a chance, and he gave her a number to her. It was the greatest thing ever. I still remember that. Sammy has blinked twice, Bonnie, so you're good, I think. Or is she in trouble? I don't know what that one was.
That means she's in trouble.
So, Kevin, let's see. What classic film has Google picked for you next?
Well, I don't know if it's so much a... Well, I guess in this sense might be a 21st century mini classic. Right. Crazy Stupid Love. It's a fun, interesting, but also disturbing movie.
Okay, I'll back your play on this one. I'll back your play on this one, Kevin. This is
a good movie.
It's
it is a very fun movie.
And Ryan Gosling in this one, when he puts on the scorpion jacket that I'm gonna get for Christmas, it's super exciting. Super exciting moment.
Who is getting that for you for Christmas? Who's doing that for you?
I don't know. I feel like multiple people should. So I have different jacket choices per season. You know what I'm saying?
One thing that's fun about this movie, well, it kind of leads to it, but the four-way fight between Cal, Jacob, David, and Bernie is pretty funny because of all these different intersecting relationships. But Steve Carell and Julianne Moore's character, Cal and Emily Weaver, it starts out that Emily wants to get a divorce. And, poor Cal's devastated. He's depressed. He finds out, he's messed around with Kevin Bacon's character, David. So he meets Ryan Gosling's character, Jacob, at a bar. He's getting drunk. He's yelling out, David, Lynn Hagen, did my wife and blah, 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 blah. So he felt bad for him. He's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to help you out. I'm a ladies' man. I'm going to teach you the ways of how to get your game back. So he takes him out shopping. He teaches them things. He shows them how to talk to women to get them, worked up and get them juiced up, so to speak, to go to bed with him.
Yep.
And eventually he meets Marissa Tomei's character, Kate, and he says just the right thing to get her to go home with him. And it's kind of funny how you find out how all these different characters are related to each other, or they don't realize they're related to each other. He finds out that Marissa Tomei's character, Kate, is actually his 13-year-old school teacher. So that creates a problem. And then he admits to his wife, oh, yeah, I slept with 9 women to kind of get back at you when I got my game on. So that creates a problem. And then the babysitter has a crush on Steve Carell's character, Cal, which is also a problem because one of his close buddies is her father, played by John Carroll Lynch, Bernie. And it's just a crazy thing that happens towards the end of the movie where all 4 of these guys, they find out about each other. Steve Carell finds out that Ryan Gosling's character is dating his oldest daughter, played by Emma Stone, Hannah. And it just results in this 4-way fight, which is freaking hilarious. And then, everything does resolve itself, kind of. But it's a very touching film to see how things play out with relationships. So the title Crazy Stupid Love makes perfect sense because these people are crazy. They're pretty stupid in some situations. And they are in love in different ways, from puppy love for a little kid to serious love with soulmates involved and whatnot. One guy ends up turning around because he discovers, wait, you know what? I don't want to be a player anymore. I actually want to find that one true. I found my one true love. At least he believes he has. So it's interesting. It's a very educational film in that regard, as far as the matters of the heart. Would you agree, brothers and sisters in the audience?
I would say, really quickly, show of hands, who started drinking old fashions after watching Ryan Gosling make one in this film? Yeah, at least 2 of us. Okay. It's pretty sexy. I'm going to be honest. Like,
I mean, not that I don't enjoy old fashions. I just don't drink them because of Ryan Gosling.
Okay.
It's also not my go-to.
What's your go-to?
My go-to classic drink is going to be a dirty martini with gin.
Hey, now let me ask you something. Are you okay with a lemon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Depending.
So sometime
I love a lemon drop.
Sometime we should go to the smokehouse in Burbank, and you and I will both order a sidecar, and you can let me know what you think. Because honestly, I feel in the world of cocktails, the smokehouse has the sidecar down better than any other place has any drink down. Just saying.
Okay, that is saying something.
And I'm Scotch Irish.
I mean, the old Hollywood establishments, they usually do have very good cocktails in general. So,
I mean,
yeah, it's hard to go wrong with one of them.
Adam says, once again, Kevin has great taste. Also, I have shit in my pants. Chris says, anything with Steve Carell is great. Ryan Gosling was Andrew Tate in that movie, says Adam. And the most unrealistic part of Crazy Stupid Love is that Ryan Gosling would settle for Emma Stone over all those goddesses in that movie. Sean McGean says, I want to see a remake of The Maltese Falcon with Jack Nicholson as the Fat Man and Ryan Gosling as Sam Spade. Emma Stone could play. I'm going to ask you something, Sean. What's your obsession with Humphrey Bogart? Because you've brought him up so many times, and now we're talking about Maltese Falcon. No one's mentioned anything about the Maltese Falcon, and you brought it up again.
What do you have against Bogey, man?
So now I need to know. Is this like did somebody you know work on a set with him, or do you find him
Donald, people are allowed to have their idols.
I'm just curious.
That's right.
Is he? I'm curious. I'm curious, and that's why I'm trying to work this out. Is he an idol of yours? Just somebody you respect? Do you akin to the lifestyle of Bogart? Is that how you live your life? Do you wear a trench coat everywhere? I'm curious. I've never seen this man. So, Sean, I know you go to certain shops only, apparently, because you never walked into mine. And I say mine very loosely because I'm only there 3 days a week during the week. But I'm going to say you should stop by and you should wear a trench coat because that would be awesome. Just saying. Sammy says, I love this movie. I'll rewatch this over and over. I'll watch it over La La Land any day. Never had a sidecar, says Sammy.
It's
Sammy,
better than La La Land.
you can come with Bonnie and I. We'll have a ladies' night out. It'll be fantastic. I'll wear my kilt. It's like a dress or a skirt, right?
Yeah.
Adam Langhorn says Emma Stone has a 4-year-old's lisp and is flat everywhere.
Ouch.
I don't know.
Ouch.
I don't
Have
think
you
you've
seen
Poor
Poor
Things.
Things?
I don't think you've seen Poor Things.
Yeah.
Sabrina says Donald had an ex that dumped him for not being enough like Bogart. Boy, wouldn't that be funny if that was the case? I'd be like, I hate him. But no, I like
Was it the
Bogart. I do in certain things. That's the thing. Big Sean says, Sean M., interesting idea for Falcon. It would be interesting for whom would be the Peter Lorre role. And then Sean McGinn says, Bogart is an idol, yes. Someday I will make it to your shop when you are there. I'm there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, sure, sir. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. All day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Stop on by. Say hello. And then we're going to move on from Crazy Stupid Love. Now we're going to have to do this set of films very quickly. So, Bonnie, the abridged version of your choice.
My final film, which I am saving the best for last, is a great classic, 1939, Gone with the Wind.
Oh, jeez.
Kevin is going to start laughing now.
Oh my God, that end of the movie is just so hilarious and over the top. That's what a good dude.
One of
Frankly,
the
my
ultimate
dear,
breakup
I don't
movies.
give a
Kevin,
damn.
how
That's
dare
its
you?
own for a lot of things.
It's a classic.
Frankly,
Frankly, my dear,
I don't give a
Give
damn.
a damn.
And he walks off. He just, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Tip
it.
of
I
the
love
hat and out the door he goes.
I love it.
I mean,
it.
yeah,
Love it.
what a way. You know,
Cold-blooded.
Brett
I love
Butler
it.
spent a good 5 years, 5 years or so chasing after Scarlett, and she was so hung up on Ashley Wilkes. Why? I don't get. He looks so wimpy, but
Hey, sometimes wimps get the girl, man.
I know. It just if your choice is Ashley Wilkes and Brett Butler. Brett is definitely the better looking of the two. And he was the one who was actually interested, whereas Ashley was, all hung up on his cousin. So, yeah, it's just,
Gone with the Wind
one
is
was
a
the obvious
classic,
choice
Kevin.
until it was too late. And then, Scarlett has to go and
How dare you?
woo-hoo, and tomorrow is another day.
Frankly,
How
my
dare
dear,
you, Kevin?
I don't give a damn.
I love
Donald,
Gone
that
with the
would've
Wind.
Donald, that would have been better if you had bubbles coming out of that pipe.
Oh, man, if I had a bubble one, I would, dude. But I don't. The fact that I have a pipe and a smoking jacket with the little arm things is the best part of this whole bit.
That is pretty great.
The best part of
Yeah.
the whole bit. But let's see what we got here. Let's see the hate for Kevin. I swear to God, if everybody goes, oh, Kevin's right, I'm going to think that he's having sex with all of you in the chat.
Well, that wouldn't be possible, sir. I can't be in 22 places at once.
Sammy said,
Or can you?
I don't know. Let's see. Sammy says, you're coming on a ladies'
I mean,
night,
your
Donald?
background
Yeah, sure,
is,
why not, Sammy? Bonnie has good taste, says Sean McGean. War of the Roses, says Sabrina Scott. That's an excellent choice, actually, Sabrina. One that I don't think any of us thought of. So great choice on your part.
I did think of it, but I actually haven't seen it, so that's why I didn't bring it up.
Such a great movie, says Chris Duquet. Sean McGean says Clark Gable is great in 30s and 40s films. That upper-class Southern accent. Big Sean says Sabrina, War of the Roses was fantastic. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. I love that line, says Kevin, who apparently hates the film. Adam says, Sammy, you're dead to me. Oh.
Ooh.
Damn. And
Harsh.
Chris Duquet says, put some weed in there, Donald. Maybe I shall. So Gone with the Wind for Bonnie. Anything else you want to mention really quickly before we move on, Bonnie?
No.
All right.
We can
Moving on.
proceed.
Moving on. Next film. Chris, your
All right,
choice.
last film. My last film is less about breakups per se and about exes.
Oh,
So we got Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
there we go.
Guy falls in love with this girl, and he has to combat all of her evil exes to date her.
Isn't it interesting, though, that Chris, that at the end of this, he is so easily going to go with knives, just because he felt it was the right thing to do. And then Knives is the one that has to tell him, no, 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 no. You need to go with, what was it? Fiona, right? It's Fiona? Is it Fiona? What is her name?
Ramona.
Ramona, thank you. You need to go with Ramona. So even he's confused at the end, which is the only thing that's ever bugged me about this entire film, is the fact that at the end, after all of that and the entire struggle, he's like, maybe I should be with Knives.
Yeah, have you seen the animated sequel on Netflix?
I have not. Is it fantastic?
It's very good. It's very good. It's Edgar Wright made it, so it's just as good.
Okay, good.
It fixes some things. So
nice. I like that. I will check it out then. What else do you like about this film? About Scott Pilgrim?
It has a great cast. It has an amazing cast. Like it has like a lot of people like before they were famous. We got Michael Cera, of course. We got Aubrey Plaza, Kieran Culkin. I believe Chris Evans was in it. I believe Captain Marvel was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Routh, I believe, was in it as well.
Yes, he was. Yep, Brandon Routh.
So we got a ton of people who are superheroes in the movie.
Yes, Adam Langhorne did mention this film earlier as his choice for a breakup film. So there you go, Adam.
May Whitman, who was
I need to
April
revisit
O'Neil.
this one. I haven't seen it since it came out.
We did Tracy, who is not on the live right now. Shame on you, Tracy, who will hopefully be watching this in the replay just for this moment. Tracy took me to a screening. She had an extra ticket at the Egyptian for the grand reopening of the Egyptian, and they did a Q&A after they showed Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And when I first watched Scott Pilgrim, I did not enjoy it that much. But upon a revisit, I very much enjoyed it. I thought it was very good. Still, the ending kind of bothered me with that whole thing, but otherwise, very fun. Very good choice, Chris. Very good choice. Okay, so quickly, I'm going to mention my final one. It is a Mark Wahlberg banger, let me tell you. It's Fear. Anybody remember Fear?
I don't think I've seen this one.
Oh,
that's one of the
man.
early Mark Wahlberg films,
So it's
right?
one of those that I have semi-intentionally not. I just.
That's fair.
I can't bring myself.
I did
can't
not
bring myself
choose
to
this because it was a great film.
I know enough about it though.
Right.
Yeah.
I chose this because this is one of those films where you're going to have a drink, you're going to sit down, a bad movie night, you're going to watch it, and you're going to go, wow, what did I do? And that's exactly what this is. It's a whole thing. Reese Witherspoon, she's 16 years old. She meets a 23-year-old played by Mark Wahlberg. They meet in a nightclub. She falls in love. He's charming, and there's a bit of an age gap, of course. 7 years? Which, that's a big age gap when somebody's 16.
And also, she's a minor.
Right. He
So it
wins
is a
over
crime.
the family. They all love him except for the workaholic father, who is played by William Peterson from CSI fame, guys. But he was also in, I think, Manhunter with Brian Cox, which was the original Silence of the Lambs, if I recall, which was also really good if you get a chance to watch that. I'm sure Sean McGean's going to agree with that. He's suspicious with it, and his concerns are kind of he's proven right when David, aka Mark Wahlberg, shows that he's obsessed with her. He's kind of a sociopath, and it's all about then the father protecting Reese and his wife from Mark Wahlberg's character, played by David. So. It's not by any means a great film. It is a fun film. So if you like, this is a breakup in its essence of obsession. Like I don't know how many people, particularly women, I want to say, suffer through this more than men, where they break up with somebody and it's like, oh, I could hurt you, right? Or I could do something to you. There's this element of fear, which is the name of the film. There's an element of power over somebody, of strength.
It's a lot more
bullying.
common than I think.
It's sadly more common, which is why I feel like this film should be kind of touted a little more and talked about more, because it is it does showcase that fact. It does showcase the fear that's instilled in the family. It does show the fear for poor Reese's character and what she has to go through because this guy is built that way mentally. And it's quite scary. So is it a great film? No, but is it a good film? Yes. Is it an enjoyable film? Hell yeah. Is it a film you should drink to? Definitely. And if you're a woman, take note. Tell your friends. Watch this, especially if you have younger friends that are just starting to date. Maybe be like, hey, check this film out called Fear, just in case. So you know what not to do.
Yeah. I have to throw out a suggestion for another serious watch,
sure.
as kind of a telltale warning, if you will, for signs of abusive relationships, more specifically verbal and emotional abuse. And that is the series on Netflix, Maid. 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 Came out a couple of years ago. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a little hard to watch at times because it's very real, but that's why it's an important watch. It's very real. So, cautionary tales,
nice.
if you will. Yeah.
Chris 2K says, Fear was a great film, almost a lifetime type film, but I really liked it when I was younger. Adam says, no one has mentioned Fatal Attraction. That's correct. I thought that I would go with something a little more unknown than Fatal Attraction. That seemed to be right on the nose with that. But I understand it. Chris says, Her with Scarlett and Joaquin Phoenix. Another good one. Sean McGean says, Red Dust is another great Gabe film with Jean Harlow. Adam says, no one has mentioned He's Just Not That Into You.
That was on my list when we were discussing what we were going to talk about. So honorable mention, yes.
Big Sean says Manhunter was a terrific film. It was from a book by the same writer as Silence of the Lambs. Manhunter was remade as Red Dragon, which was the book name. Chris 2K says, I heard a lot of good things about Maid, actually. So there we go. And Kevin, last but not least, let's have you mention your film, and then maybe Bonnie will give one honorable mention on our way out the door.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
That's a great choice, Kevin.
It's so funny.
Thank you.
I can't hate on you for that.
Yeah, it's finally a movie that I agree with.
Right.
It's probably one of my favorite.
You gotta love
comedies.
Those opening scenes leading up to the breakup. I mean, fantastic.
And he has a singing Dracula puppet. I mean,
oh, that's a lot of fun. That's so much fun.
Yeah.
I must say, Jason Segel had big balls. I must say, quite literally, to show his full glory in the beginning of the movie. And that's pretty crazy, and yet she dumped him.
Well, it's not real if he puts on pants. If he just stays naked, they're not broken up.
That's true.
Yeah,
so true.
I remember that. Yeah, that's very true. Very, very true. Kevin's getting accolades. Tonight's Kevin's night, apparently. Everybody in the chat is drunk. Adam says, oh my God, Kevin. Sabrina says, great choice. Adam says, fantastic choice. Chris says, very good choice. It's actually, it is a really good film. So I'll give Kevin credit where credit is due. Adam says, holy fuck, I watch that at least once a month. Jesus, Adam. Maybe
good Lord.
Go on a date, buddy. Chris says, the Dracula song is genius. You're not wrong. And that's part of what got him the job for the Muppets, actually. Believe it or not. Sammy says, such a good movie. Adam says, I can play the Dracula song on piano. Bullshit. That's happening when I'm back. Sammy says, and the Dracula puppet musical. Yes, I think Donald is projecting. Well, yes, I have to get my voice. You have to project. That's what it's called. It's a stage terminology, Sammy.
Yeah, you talk from your diaphragm.
Right. That's a whole
first thing
thing.
I teach my students how to speak from your diaphragm so you can project.
And Chris says he's going to write a musical score about Sammy. Chris, I would love to help you with that, sir. So if you ever need any notes, I am happy to give you notes.
Adam's going to help him.
What would you call it, Donald?
With Sammy? Shut Up Donald probably is what the name of the play of the musical would be. It'd be called Shut Up Donald. I think would be appropriate. Because that's what I know her to have said the most of in her life. Is Shut Up, Donald. I don't know anything else she says, really.
It is frequent.
Yeah, it is quite frequent. Yeah.
You're not wrong.
And she even says accurate. Chris Duque says, deal. Hell yeah. We got a writing team. Because Adam's going to record it. Yeah, if you're going to record us writing this script, sure, or the musical number. But Adam, also, if you're going to play that musical number, the vampire on piano, please do and film it. That would be lovely. I think that would be great, and we could post it on one of our Facebook pages. For actually our Rumble Pop Facebook page. If you're not a friend of Rumble Pop, please feel free to do so. Bonnie, one quick honorable mention before we're out the door.
My last honorable mention of the night is going to Cannibal the Musical, which works because we're talking about the funny musics right now. So there you go. But yes, Cannibal the Musical, if you're not familiar with it, it is Trey Parker's very first movie. He made this while he was still in film school at University of Colorado. And it is a wildly hilarious musical about Colorado legend Alfred Packer, who was leading a team of miners into Utah and ate them. But the movie he actually wrote in response to his fiancee Leanne, who left him and cheated on him with some dude in an a cappella band or something or other like that. But in the movie, Alfred Packer has a horse named Leanne who wanders off in the night one day and leaves him and goes off with a bunch of trappers. And that's kind of the catalyst for him getting his team of miners lost, because he's trying to track his horse down and hilarity ensues. But it's a fabulous movie. The music is incredible and it's hilarious, and it's also one giant middle finger to his fiance. When you watch it with that in mind, if you've never seen it before, certain jokes are gonna land like, yeah, they're gonna land differently. I fell in love with both of them in that movie, and ever since then I've been a huge fan of Parker and Matt Stone. It's just like,
Chris, their favorite, their best film, your favorite. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Team America World Police.
Okay. Well, that didn't work out, but still an excellent choice.
Both very great movies too. Yeah.
Yes, it is. I wish they made a sequel to it.
Basketball, right?
Basketball?
Yeah.
I can see that.
I would love a sequel to Basketball.
Basketball.
No. To America, actually. To America.
I would love a sequel to Team
sequel?
America. Why not?
The sequel
Honestly,
to Basketball.
I love any time Trey Parker does a full-on musical.
Okay. The sequel to Basketball would be Little Bitch.
I'd see that movie. I'd pay to sit in the front row of that movie.
Yeah. What? Squeak, he's a little bitch. What?
I mean, their Broadway musical is one of my favorite music. Book of Mormon, I love it. It's one of my favorite musicals ever made.
God, I still need to see that. I really want to.
Yes, it is, Chris. It is the one with the song "Now You're a Man" or "You're a Man." Sean McGee says
that's
also,
Orgasmo.
Was it?
Yeah, "Now You're a Man." That's from Orgasmo.
You're a man. He's a man. I'm the man.
Now you're a man.
Oh wait, maybe that's the Big Hit. Is what I'm thinking. One of those has a song "I'm the man, or something like that.
Well, there's the Muppets. Am I a man or a Muppet?
No, but that's a different one too.
But it sounds similar to what you were singing. So.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. Adam says, I wish I drank beer instead of whiskey. And I apologize for all of my Kevin comments. Oh, Adam. You didn't have to apologize. No, I'm kidding. He didn't say that. Chris Duque says, you call me a little bitch like 14 or 15 more times, and I swear I'm out of here. Yes. Yes. That is the best, sir.
One of the
that
best
is the
lines.
best. I just want to thank everybody, by the way, tonight for humoring me in what Kevin so eloquently put as my best Rowdy Piper's Pit impersonation. So I did maybe push the heavy a little bit.
What's up, Evan?
I think it's fun. I still have fun. Hey, Evan, thanks for popping in right at the end.
And Donald, you something you're forgetting.
What am I forgetting?
There's one very important thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Two very important things.
Two very important things. Yeah. Well, we still have plenty of people in here. So if you are here, say here right now. And you will get entered into the contest for a free bottle of More Cowbell hot sauce. Chris Duque says, hot sauce time, because he's excited. I'm excited, too. Thank you guys for reminding me, because golly gee. I'm old and I'm forgetful. So here we go. Who is here? And Kevin, do you want to do the Wheel of Fun, or would you like me to do it?
Sure.
You want to do it?
I got the wheels. I got the wheels set up. Go ahead.
All right, here we go, Kevin. Ready? Cage. Okay, you got him?
Mm-hmm.
Sabrina.
Mm-hmm.
Evan.
Mm-hmm.
Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
Enrique.
Mm-hmm.
Doug Funny.
Mm-hmm.
Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Mom and Dad.
And both Mommy and Daddy, both Sean's I think are still there too, right?
Haven't seen either yet. Hector Hernandez. He can definitely pair with pizza, Hector. Big Sean says no sauce for him.
Okay. Other Sean McGeehan.
He also said he prefers Coke over Pepsi with his
Oh,
whiskey.
my bad. My bad.
Yes, Evan, breakup films were a genre, or still are a genre, actually. Yes, absolutely. Okay, I think that's going to be it for now. Let's just go ahead and spin the wheel on the first one. If anybody joins for the second, we can add them in.
All right, here we go. I'll text you.
And this is the legitimate winner. Brian, take note. And if you don't, I will text you. Brian from Half's Hot Sauce is so generously donating 2 bottles of hot sauce. Alex Banquita has made it in to the chat. Alex, we will add you on the next
one. All right, so Bonnie, I'm going to text you the name of the person.
Sean McGeehan wants to be added. We'll add him on the next one, okay?
All right, Bonnie, you should be getting the winner any moment now.
And to be fair, on the second wheel, let's take Evan off because he just popped in 2 with Alex. So if Alex only gets 1 try, Evan gets 1 try, okay?
Got it.
Okay. Are we ready?
Ready.
We have a winner, and the winner is Sammy.
Oh, really? Sammy wins hot sauce. Congratulations, Sammy, on your win of hot sauce. Sammy wins the More Cowbell. Evan says, "Squirrel, I haven't seen any of the films mentioned except basketball." Yes, excellent.
Hey, hold a second. Excellent. You never seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Evan?
All right, so here we go. Did you add Alex, take off Evan, and added Sean McGeehan?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And Alex is there too. So here we go. All
right, let's go.
I'll text Professor Turner, the winner, once it lands on somebody.
Yeah, you know what? I'll put some music in the background. We'll do the tiki.
You mean Calypso?
It says Tiki Bar Mixer as the name.
Yeah, it's not Tiki, it's Calypso.
Okay.
So whoever labeled it was incorrect.
The guy that created it labeled it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The guy that created it, he's wrong.
I don't know. You should talk to him.
I will.
He only has 1 million followers.
Yeah, well, 1 million followers are wrong.
All right, Professor Turner, you should have it.
Just saying. Steel drums are not Tiki. That's not South Pacific.
Okay, we get ready?
Professor? Is he frozen?
No.
No, he's there. Maybe his mic's on mute.
Oh. You hear us? That's weird.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I think his sound cut out.
All right, here you go, Donald. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, or you could just say it, but sure.
But that's not suspenseful.
Let's delay the inevitable. Okay, here we go. Oh, shit. Really?
Yes.
Doug Funny has won the bottle of hot sauce. Doug, congratulations, sir. Wow, that's great. Here we go. Doug Funny, you win a bottle of hot sauce, my friend. Congratulations on the More Cowbell. I hope you very much enjoy it. Who was the other winner, by the way? It was Sammy, right?
It was Sammy.
So Brian, if you're still on, you can, to save on shipping, send both bottles to me, and I can make sure that both Sammy and Doug get their bottles of hot sauce. So it'll save you a little bit on shipping there. Rather than ship to 2 people, just ship to me, and I'll bring it into the shop for Doug, and I will hand it off to Sammy next time I see her. So thank you very much, sir. Brian from Half's Hot Sauce has generously donated 2 bottles of More Cowbell hot sauce. So there we go. And winners Sammy and Doug. So congratulations, guys. Doug, I hope you enjoy. Yes, Doug is there, Alex. Alex says Doug is here. What about pork chop? Well, I don't know. Big Sean's, thank you, Bonnie. Tiki is a Pacific Islands origin. Big Sean's writing a letter right now to the guy that wrote this song. I sternly disagree with your choice of steel drums in this musical entry.
I mean, if you're going to call something tiki music, make sure it's actually tiki music.
Well, it does say Tiki Bar Mixer. It doesn't say it's technically tiki music. It says Tiki Bar Mixer. So it's something that you could hear at a tiki bar.
You should not be hearing calypso at a tiki bar.
Oh, wait. Hang on, Bonnie. You should not be hearing steel drums at a tiki bar.
I mean, I'm just saying.
It's fine.
You don't go to a tiki bar, South Pacific themed, expecting to hear something from the Caribbean.
Adam says, Donald, I'm going to go stay with your mom and dad. Well, they're not in Akron, but you're welcome to go there. Just shout out in any neighborhood, Mr. and Mrs. McKinney, and see if anybody allows you into their home. It's worth a shot, buddy. Give it the old college try. Good night, Mom. Good night, Dad. I know it's getting late there. Chris Duque says, well, Sammy, I can come over and cook for you with some of that hot sauce. Just let your boy know. Oh, that's so sweet of you, Chris.
Oh, Chris is a good cook. He's a good cook.
Yes. And Chris, I was just thinking, because I just went to Vegas, I was thinking of that trip we made when we both first started working at ArcLight Cinemas, and you were going to Vegas to go see, I want to say it was Dave Matthews and Jack Johnson. And I rode along with you. And on the ride, we stopped off and you bought like 5 or 6 McChickens. And we just kept eating McChickens on the ride there. And then you went to your concert. I had a prime rib steak dinner at a restaurant, walked the strip, did some gambling. We met up later, and then I got a job offer, which is how I still have the job I have today, through the same guy that I met there in Vegas, which is an interesting connection to have made. So I always appreciated that trip because it did help me out very much financially. So that was very, very good trip. So thank you for that. And thank you all for tuning in, by the way. Thank you for Bonnie for graciously being on again for what is part of our Valentine's Day month. Basically, the month of love. That being having love and not having it at all, or losing it, and whatever else form of love that we can make up for next time, which is exactly what we're going to do. So what was the best breakup movie? Well, we didn't rank them so much, Evan, but we had a lot of choices. Miss you too, Chris. And Chris says, yes, I remember Dave Matthews and Tim. It was Tim Reynolds. Okay, not Jack Johnson. Gotcha. And he says, so much fun. I effing miss you guys. Miss you too, buddy. Come on out anytime. You know you're welcome. I got a spare room now, so you could stay in. Thank you for including me in these Monday movie rendezvous. Absolutely, Sabrina. Thanks for being a part of it. Whether we agree or not, I always appreciate you being on. Same thing with Adam. Same thing with Alex. Alex, though, me and him, we almost always agree.
The two Seans. Always thank the two Seans.
Yep. Alex says Vegas usually ruins people financially, but Donald got a job. That's true. That's true. And I did win money this time, too. I'm usually relatively lucky in Vegas, surprisingly. Although this past Saturday was not a good day for me, but I bounced back. I pivoted, I bounced back, and made it work on Sunday. So that's all that matters. And making it work is all that matters in relationships and for all of you on this lovely podcast this evening. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Let's play some of Bonnie's favorite tiki music on our way out.
We'll have...
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And if you get a chance, check out splatteredfrog.com. and halfshotsauce.com. Type in the coupon code for Splattered Frog Short Box for 20% off, or go to Half's Hot Sauce, type in the coupon code Donald Hiccups for 10% off your order if you did not win any of that delicious hot sauce tonight. And thanks to Brian for always spicing it up in the perfect time of year to do so. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Thank you for being a part of this. And perhaps if you're feeling thirsty,
you'll have an undepressed and sometimes melancholic rumble pop.